Namaste, Jai Bharat. Our Defence Minister Rajnath Singh Ji had just told that Pakistan occupied Kashmir shall be ours without firing a single bullet, without shedding a drop of blood. Well then, people have not understood at that time. They were asking how is it possible? But that's what is happening in Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Personally, I do not want Pakistan occupied Kashmir to be a part of Bharat. There may be relations, but it can't be a part of Bharat because the people living there are entirely different from the people living in Bharat's, our Kashmir. Because these people have been brainwashed in all kinds of notorious things by the government of Pakistan. Today the Pakistan occupied Kashmiri people, they are speaking against Pakistan, they don't want to be with Pakistan, and they are also speaking against China. Now these two people, China of course wants to use anybody for their own interest, which of course is the case with many people, not just with China. Everyone rather, every powerful nation would use others for their own ends, for their own requirements. In many cases, not all, but of course, in many cases, especially those European nations, and China is one among them, though China is not a European nation. China would like to use people for their interest, and they will do. And it doesn't mean that Pakistan doesn't know this. Pakistan knows it very much. But then Pakistan per se is bothered of only Punjab. They are not bothered of any other people, any other parts of Pakistan. There are many provinces. They don't care much about the Sindhis. They don't care much about the Baluchis. They don't care at all about the Pathans, and they absolutely don't care about the Kashmiris who happen to be with them. That's why they still say that. They have these wonderful slogans. Kashmir Banega Pakistan. Whose fault is that? No, and previously, after the independence, they were telling, "Ladka le liya Pakistan, nahi, haska le liya Pakistan, ladka lenge Hindustan." That used to be a slogan. They are this very emotionally fools, this emotional foolishness, that set fire to the thoughts of people, very temporarily, but the period, the duration of that temporariness is intense to their own distraction. That's interesting. Now, these people in Kashmir, they are fed up because they, according to what they claim, Kashmiris, the resources are used by Pakistan and they are taxed. Electricity is produced from Pakistan occupied Kashmir, but they have to pay heavy for electricity in Kashmir and many such things. Food grains are expensive, roti is expensive, atta is expensive. How would these people live? When they face this reality, they have differences. Otherwise, they are all joined together and wanted to go to an Islamic nation under the impression that Islamic nation is Pak means spear. It's going to be great. But then what happens to them? They just can't see eye to eye. In spite of the story which Iqbal created that Islam is unity. And also he said Islam is a polity. Where Islam is not a unity. The unifying principle is not there. They keep fighting one another. And they have differences and they focus more on differences. And that's why the Defence Minister of Bharat said that without shedding blood, Pakistan occupied Kashmir shall be of a part of Bharat. But personally, I don't want that. I don't want in the sense these people would take at least 3 generations to refine themselves, redeem themselves, because they are so indoctrinated that they cannot coexist with anybody else. Even if there is no other human being, one man would fight with himself. That kind of mentality they have been creating, that set up for them. So personally, I don't think that we should be happy to get Pakistan occupied Kashmir as part of our Kashmir. Our Kashmiris are entirely different from those Kashmiris, and you will know it when you see them and interact with them. Interact with the real Kashmiris of Bharat and the Pakistani Kashmiris in Pakistan occupied Kashmir. The POK Pakistan has been using for terrorism training, infiltrators launching, and when terrorist training and infiltrators launching and sending terrorists to Bharat through that many ways which they have, etc., etc., etc. These people are now fed up. Today they are fed up and they are raising their voice, but in the past they were not. They were in support of this in this way or that way. Now, speaking Hindi, Abukto, and now at least they wanted a free trade with Bharat. Forbid that. If you let Pakistani occupied Kashmiris have trade with Bharat, in that pretext terrorists would sneak in. Because Pakistan's only weapon is terrorism. They can't fight. Their soldiers can't fight. They are not soldiers in the real sense of nation. They are not warriors. They are sneakers. They won't face. They'll go from behind. So let's not have anything to do with the Pakistan occupied Kashmiris, even if they want to have relations with us, even if they would say that we would like to have trade with you. No, we can have trade with them, provided there should be some stringent measures of those traders coming to interact with us and their identities. That pretext should not be used for terrorism or infiltration. If that can be done for under control, you may let that happen, but nothing else. We shall wait. Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Sri Ram.